Ladies and gentlemen, everyone needs to be valued. Everyone has the potential to give something back if only they had the chance. We, as part of society, must ensure that young people who are our future are given the chance they deserve.
As you can see, this year's meeting is being held in more theatrical surroundings than usual. We owe the use of this venue to the generosity of the Savoy Theatre and the Strand Traders Association. Without poignancy that our meeting is being held in the Strand, because it's in the Strand, almost on our doorstep, that many of the young people who come into Centrepoint projects have slept rough, often in conditions and temperatures such as those. Secondly, we're doing that on a separate occasion and getting straight down to the substance of our own meeting. And I have the greatest pleasure now in introducing Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales. She has been Centrepoint's patron since 1991 and has been an enormous support to us, and not only on public occasions such as this. It probably isn't widely known outside Centrepoint that Her Royal Highness also stays close to the grassroots of our projects, working with our young people, visiting them regularly, privately, quietly, and very effectively. I have the greatest pleasure in inviting her to address our meeting.
I want to start, ladies and gentlemen, by making a plea on behalf of vulnerable young people in this country. Every young person deserves a proper start in life, and those who have no family to turn to need to be able to rely on us as a society for the help and encouragement they need. I have visited Centrepoint and other charities working at the sharp end of youth homelessness many times now, most recently to the streets of King's Cross in October. I have listened to many, many young people whose lives have been blighted by their experiences. Each time I visit, I am sad to hear of the abuse and rejection that young people have suffered. Young people who have lived in children's homes for most of their lives, and who have found it impossible to cope on their own. Young people who have suffered abuse and have run away from home. Young people whose families neither know nor care where they are. Young people who have taken far too much upon their shoulders for far too long. Young people forced to leave home because of family poverty and overcrowding. Each time I visit, I'm appalled at the dangers young people face on the streets and how vulnerable they are to exploitation. 16 and 17-year-olds who resort to begging, or worse, prostitution, to get money in order to eat. Young people whose physical and mental health has been severely damaged by life on the streets. Young people who take drugs to provide some escape from the hardship they face. Young people who have been attacked and abused on the streets and face the indifferent stares of passers-by, who have no idea how brave they are or how much they have suffered. It's truly tragic to see the total waste of so many young lives, of so much potential. I'm full of admiration for the work of the staff and volunteers at Centrepoint. They do not give up on young people. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, Centrepoint is there to provide the basics for survival. A warm, safe environment with friendship, trust, and support. In the long term, Centrepoint works with young people for however long it takes until they are ready to lead independent lives, with a more permanent home, employment, or training, so that they are able to stand on their own 2 feet. Projects like Vauxhall Hostel, which I opened in 1991, have set hundreds of young people up for a future. Most importantly of all, Centrepoint works to prevent young people from ever having to suffer the dangers of sleeping on the streets. It's wonderful to see young people thrive, to see their confidence restored. I love hearing of their plans for the future and their never-ending optimism. Young people who are keen to have a job and be able to support themselves. Thanks to many supporters here today, Centrepoint is able to carry on its vital work. Yet, each year is a struggle to make ends meet. At a time when resources everywhere are stretched as never before, those needing help are becoming younger and more vulnerable. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone needs to be valued. Everyone has the potential to give something back if only they had the chance. Centrepoint values each and every young person that turns to it for help and gives that chance. That is why I wanted to share this message with you this morning, and that is why we must continue our support. We, as part of society, must ensure that young people who are our future are given the chance they deserve.
On behalf of all of us, for your continuing support. I know that some of the young people in our projects have something they would like to give.
Thank you very much for supporting us.
Your feedback of house
It's very difficult sitting